Hello, I'm Dr. Joe Schneider from the Hope Brain and Body Recovery Center, and we're here today with one of our patients and now a friend, person that has been
Absolutely, a
in our
friend.
life. Yeah, exactly. Um, she suffered for many years with Lyme disease, and the consequences of Lyme disease and treatment to get over it, it can be very toxic to the body and especially the nervous system. So she developed a lot of issues that she had to deal with every day. I'm going to let Susan um, go over that with you. Okay?
Sure.
So, what were you suffering with before you came to the office?
Well, with Lyme disease, I suffered from a lot of things. Of course, I had joint pain. Off and on, it would gravitate around to different joints of my body. But the lasting effects that bothered me the most probably were foggy brain, where you just can't concentrate. I was having problems with focusing with my eyes. One day, one eye wouldn't focus, the next day, the other eye wouldn't focus. There was always like I said, just constant pain. And then I would have night sweats and cold sweats and just all sorts of odd things that you wouldn't think would be, happening all the time. But yeah, it was this constant struggle. I was diagnosed probably 10 years ago, and I elected to go the radical route, which was to take antibiotics to fight against it, not knowing back then, 10 years ago, that I would be on antibiotics for 10 years. And it did help. The symptoms subsided with the antibiotics, but it never really completely cured it or halted it to where I was in remission, or whatever you want to call it, where it was not bothering me anymore. And so when I met Dr. Joe, he said that he could heal me by doing some work with my brain. And I knew that Lyme disease can affect the brain, and that it was most likely was in my brain. But it didn't occur to me that there was damage, permanent damage there, that could actually be fixed. And so when I decided to visit with Dr. Joe here, he said that he could help me through his treatments to help me to heal my brain and to eradicate the symptoms of Lyme disease.
Yeah. And so she entered the office and we did all our testing like we usually do. We call it our brain scan to scan the different systems, especially with her eyes, because her eyes were actually turning out on the left on one day and then turning out on the right the next day, and it was actually going back and forth. So we were actually doing a lot of rehab that was changing very often.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was. It was
Yeah.
changing a lot. But progressively, she started feeling better. And then we used some chiropractic techniques to help her with her knee pain, which was one of the things that she was left with throughout the therapies that we were doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And we got a great result. So that was the most important thing.
Yes, it was.
So how do you feel now?
I feel completely well. I mean, I don't have any of the symptoms anymore. I am not on taking any antibiotics. I'm not taking any herbals that I was taking for Lyme. I'm back to being the normal person I was before I was uh, affected with the Lyme disease. I have energy. I have focus. I'm much happier. Oh, the other part was depression is a huge part of Lyme disease.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, depression. I mean, I don't have it now, so I've forgotten about it. But yeah,
You
it's
don't
just,
have it now.
I just want to thank you so much, because I have to admit that when Dr. Joe told me about the treatment and about what we would be doing over a 12 to 15 week period, I was very skeptical. But I had tried a lot of things, and I said, you know what, you haven't tried this yet. So there must be a reason that Dr. Joe came into your life, and I decided to work with him, and I am so happy, because I honestly think that was the missing piece to my treatment of fighting and getting rid of the Lyme symptoms that I had.
Yeah, Lyme is very devastating, to every
Absolutely.
individual that has it. I mean, I can't say that, you have to take the antibiotics, you have to get rid of the spirochete. Got to get it out of your body as best you can. But like I say, there's consequences to eradicating Lyme in the body and all the associated types of infections that go along with it, right?
Yeah,
Bloodborne
exactly. Yeah.
infections. And so it really just kind of tears your body down, and that constant fighting every day to be yourself has emotional consequences also, like depression, anxiety, and so forth and so on. And it actually changes the way you act in work, at home, with the relationships that you have also. So the best gift, I think, that we gave you is seeing you smile, right, all the time.
Yes.
Yes, really. And so that's when you get the body to function better and the brain to function better, then emotionally you just function better. And she said, I forgot that I was depressed because I'm not depressed anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the best thing you said through the whole video.
I guess you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
For me, it is. So really, and I've said this on other videos, that the smile is the proof of what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm so glad that she recovered so well with our therapy. And we do these videos to not only show what we've done with Susan, but to invite the population in Delaware County, in Delaware and Pennsylvania, in which Lyme is so prevalent.
Oh, it's devastating. I think there are tons of people out there that that have all the symptoms and don't realize it's Lyme. And they think it's fibromyalgia. They think, oh, I'm just depressed. They think it's, I don't know, I'm going through menopause, whatever. They just think it's. I mean, I have to be honest. Before I was diagnosed, I thought it was just because I was getting old. You know, it's just like, I don't know. But please, if you have any kind of symptoms like I had, at least go get. It's not expensive. Just go get a test done. Rule out Lyme disease, or find out whether you have it or not. If you do have it, definitely come see Dr. Joe, because he can help you to take care of those parts of your brain that are affected by Lyme. And your body can fight off the disease if it has a healthy brain. If you have a healthy brain, you can fight off more things that way.
Exactly. I could have said it better. So thanks, Susan, for coming
You're welcome.
in. Thanks for doing
Thank
this
you
video.
for-
And you did
for
great. You thought you
doing
weren't
it.
do great, but you did really, really great, right? And the last piece of it is that to recover from a devastating disease like Lyme takes a lot of courage. You have
Yeah, it
courage,
does.
right? Because I think that a lot of days she was thinking, what am I doing? Why am I coming here?
Yep.
Okay, I think I should just give up, right? And she didn't. She didn't give up. She kept coming back, and the result was just marvelous.
Yes, it was. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome.
You're
Take
the
care.
best.
I appreciate it.